Hey, I'm Lerp. I work with developers to test their games to see where I think some improvements can be made, while also trying to highlight anything about them that's particularly well-made or unique. I forget that part a lot. But today we're looking at a really beautiful handcrafted, solo-developed RPG that's been about a decade in the making, and you can really feel that love and dedication. This is really good. So as usual, I start by checking everything out, and then I move on into the analysis where I've had some time to look over all the footage and make some determinations off my reflections. Before we get started, if you would just leave a like on the video, I'm sure it helps out the channel in some way. I'll look up how to YouTube one day or another, but in the meantime, let's look at Bridgebourn. So at the start of the game, you get dumped into this intro area, just so you can get a handle on the controls. One of the things you learn about is the camera, which is a little hard to control at first, but holy shit is it amazing. You fight your way through the area, and the combat controls are really smooth. At the end of the area, you find out you're just some high-powered dude trying to find his ward, as you run into a boss that he's clearly very scared of. And for good reason. This freaked me the hell out. It felt super out of place. You then create your character, and as always, I try to make the longest name the game will allow me to do to see what I can break. As you can see, there's no character limit, and this does fuck up the story for me. But it's for science, so it's totally fine. Then you have one of these gorgeous cutscenes where you find out that you're the ward of the man who was just crushed. I'm pretty sure that's the implication anyway. And then the game actually starts, and you get thrust off on your little adventure. And I immediately found out my name would be a problem. We go inside this little temple right here, and I am just still so gobsmacked by how beautiful this game is. I fight my way through a good portion of the temple, find out that if you block just right, you can stun an enemy. How fucking cool. Even in the very first area, there's a bunch of little secrets just waiting to be discovered. Eventually you make it to a little clearing, and someone falls through a roof, and it turns out to be one of your new best friends. I love Pari, he's my boy. We learn how to control the party through party mechanics, and by the way, this is a co-op game. I didn't get to play it co-op, but it's a co-op game. And then you learn other abilities can affect the puzzles in the world around you. I am loving it. As is tradition, we find a boss at the end of the level to fight. The bosses in this game feel really nice and fresh. Each one feels very different. We'll get to more later. But I destroyed this fool, make it outside of the temple, and I come across one of the ways that you can upgrade your character. You're actually able to extract magical properties from items and apply them directly to the character. I'm gonna say this so many times throughout this video, but how fucking cool. I start exploring all around the world, find some weird little secrets and treasure chests, and find these portals everywhere that bring you out to like a fragment of the moon or something. And it's where this gigantic boss is. He killed my teammate in a single hit. I don't know how strong I was supposed to be when I came here, but stronger than I am. I mean, I'd basically done no damage to him, and I think he killed me in 3 hits. So I just respawn and start wandering around the world again, and I'm just still so blown away at how well put together and thought out this world story is. It literally feels like you're a part of a world that exists without you in it, which is a feeling I love when it's conveyed correctly. You eventually make it into this cute little town where you can buy and sell stuff, but really we're here for the tavern because we're alcoholics. And also to learn about this really cool party mechanic called round table sessions, where you can have more intricate conversations with the people in your party. Basically like an interactive cutscene. And then I discovered the world map, and I think I'll let that speak for itself. I mean, I don't know what's been developed, but holy fucking shit. And then we meet Baj, who I don't love as much as Pari, but he is my absolute hero. Before I left the town, I felt the need to go and check out these little cute fellas, and it turns out you can ride them. I couldn't escape the pen with them, but I mean, just look at them. So I hopped off and continued with my journey. Oh, and if you thought the world map was cool, check out the local map. I was wondering why I didn't get a mini-map in this game, but it makes perfect sense. And then I found another way to customize your character, which is so fucking awesome. You can combine your spells in different ways to make custom abilities. It's like the wands from Noida, but without being a game. Continuing to explore, I found this cave at the bottom of a dry lake, and it did prove to be a bit difficult, but I did fight on through it. I don't think I was supposed to come here right away. The place was fucking huge, like just huge. There is a big boss at the end of this cave that I definitely lost to, but that's also where I roughly lost the footage, so I don't actually have that boss fight, but I come back around to him later. About a half hour later, and now Baj is with us. Yay, Baj! We get to the city we were trying to reach, but we are not allowed to actually visit it, so we just kind of zip right on through it. It looks a little goofy, but also understandable. This demo already has a ton in it. Once you get pushed past the city, you find this fella who lets you ride on a cacodemon. Look at this fucking psychotic creature go. He's like a roided out Zergling. Almost at the end of the ride, we make this quick stop for a nice little cutscene, and it's actually the end of the demo. But I have unfinished business to attend to. Step 1 is create those custom abilities. Step 2 is buy anything that can give me the slightest edge. When returning to the cave, I'm able to teleport right back to the boss. And this time, I'm gonna f this so raw. Pari was able to get out a poison potion and a reagent potion before going down, but Baj and I couldn't be stopped. We were ducking and diving and dodging and weaving, until finally it was no more. We got Pari back up and headed for the exit. After checking for loot, of course. When we left, I found the portal I knew I shouldn't enter. But it's in my nature to go where I shouldn't. I've already defeated one boss I couldn't before. Why not another? I opened up the fight by spamming ability scrolls, items that I've found that allow you to cast free spells without using any mana. They did a significant amount of damage, but I'd ran out. I'd switched to Pari for poison and the reagent potions. He did what he could, but he was first to fall. I was able to get off several uses of my combined abilities before falling, and it was up to Baj now. All of my hopes and dreams riding on his shoulders. The boss's abilities were ramping up out of control, but I only had to hold on a little longer. One final powerful attack, and my business was finished. Thanks to my boys! Now it's time to talk about the other So obviously there needs to be a cap on the characters that you can put into a name. It does feel like you're taking away some options from players, but it's okay to remove options that would ruin the game for them, even if they couldn't use their real full name. Now don't get me wrong, I love Pari, but I made a supercut for you. The most common way to deal with the repetitious sound effects in a game is just to add some pitch variance at random. The different engines handle pitch variations differently, so I'm not going to really get more into it. So while I was in the very beginning, I had this little quest marker ghost fella, but later in the game when it was actually difficult to find my way around, I didn't have any kind of quest tracking system. But I could have overlooked it because I'm not exactly like the smartest bulb in the bunch. So pretty much as soon as I started playing, when the UI pops up on the bottom, I felt like it was kind of out of place. The liquids look great, but it has very small details that we don't get throughout the rest of the world. It has like a certain realism that's not present on the rest of the screen. Overall, I'd still say it's an incredibly good UI. I just feel like it's out of place, perhaps because it's the only one on screen and it's in the bottom middle, so it kind of just sticks out like a sore thumb. Because when I'm inside the other menus, it doesn't feel as out of place. So honestly, I don't really have good advice for this one at all. I'm just saying how I feel about it. However, on the revive bar, I can definitely tell you this no. Maybe this is a placeholder because I don't understand the decision to not use the red liquid that looks dope as hell. The bevel just doesn't fit in with anything else. Another thing on the menu side, I'm not sure if this is just my preference, but when I choose full screen, I want the cursor to be locked to the screen, because if I wanted the cursor to leave the screen, I just would have done windowed full screen. While trying to reposition in like high pressure scenarios, I found myself accidentally minimizing. Luckily, of course, there's a pause added, like an automatic pause, but it was still frustrating. It happens at the worst times. Now we need to talk about the capsule art. It's just not conveying any messaging whatsoever while also being far too overcrowded. I would say most people wouldn't know what any of this is, which is obviously a significant chunk. It tends to be best to focus on a hero shot or an environmental shot that can really just sell the spirit of the game. There's so many other really cool little things in this game that I didn't even mention. Like, I brought up the reagent potions, but I didn't mention that the reagent potions react with different abilities differently. And when you run out of mana, it's not like you can't keep casting, but you risk the chance of spawning elite enemies to fight against. Anyway, as always, if any devs want me to come back through on a second run, I'm always down. Otherwise, I'm going to be coming back to this one whenever it releases regardless. See my boys. But yeah. Bye.